I'm going to be talking about this for the rest of my life. So anyone who doesn't want to hear it, isn't interested or whatever, tune out, check out. I'm going to be here for the rest of my life talking about this. And what is this? Ultimately, at the end of the story, it's the understanding of reality. It's the understanding of life. It's the understanding of death. It's the understanding of what this reality is and making peace with it. So, what's been happening over my life and what I've realized is that I'm an observer. I'm an observer and I'm a very deep thinker. And what I realized over time is that it was there when I was younger, but with being busy, being distracted, playing sports, friends, family, etc., there were distractions, there were things going on. Also, I was just young. Just as the events of my life unfolded, that observer and deep thinker side of me became stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And what that did is that even though to everyone else around me, I appeared outward, I appeared to be really connecting and speaking about what I wanted to connect and speak about, I wasn't. And someone would say, why? Why would you repress yourself? Why would you not say it? Why would you not whatever? And the reason why is because even back then, and as time went on, and just because of, I realize now, I didn't realize at the time, that everything lined up, everything has happened for a reason. Everything leads to exactly what it led to, the next domino, to realize where I'm at today. It all aligned perfectly. It all just ties up into a bow in a perfect present, if you just stay with me. So the reason that I wasn't talking as much and really expressing myself fully is because I realized that I'm very different than other people. The way that my mind works, just by me giving little bits of what I really think or how I really feel or how I'm really seeing a situation, I realized that there's some people, but there's a lot of people, for the most part, they are not on that wavelength. Right? It's like I've had to slowly realize, oh, the way my mind operates, the way I am, my being, is very different. Other people are not just constantly seeing what they're thinking. They're not just constantly absorbing, observing, trying to understand, trying to analyze, trying to pick it apart, trying to ask questions, trying to get information, read, understand, and not just the information, not just facts, not, oh, this date and this war happened here and this whatever. It's looking at it at a deep level and just keep asking why, right? Like, why though? Why would these people do this at this time? And then why would this happen like this? And then why would this need to occur? And why? And then why would reality be like that? Why would we exist in this way? And then why would this person make this choice? Why? And you do that with everything. Envision those types of thoughts just bombarding you all the time. I've realized it's a blessing and a curse. This is a blessing and a curse that I've been given, right? Now that I've gotten to the point that I'm at now, I realize it's actually been the ultimate blessing because it's led me to the realizations that I've made. So as I continued through my life, being this observer, being this deep thinker, and I still am to a very large degree, as I went through the relationships I went through, as I was going through life and the struggles I was going through, trying to understand things, dealing with my own stuff, and just life, right? Distraction. I'm coming into the world, coming into my own. I'm trying to understand others. I'm trying to understand this world. I'm trying to understand some of the insanity that's out there as well, the craziness that's out there. And like I said, just the distractions. I grew up and there wasn't this type of technology, right? I'm not even that old, but I didn't have cell phones when I was young. I was out front. I was out playing football. I was out tackling my friends, throwing the ball around, playing in the street, playing basketball. That was my childhood. running around, jumping around the trampoline, swimming in the pool. And then video games came in a little bit later into my childhood. And then playing some video games and then getting into games. But it was like a mix, right? It was like being outside, playing sports, playing games, whatever. All of these things developed over time, and I was just trying to deal with it and manage it and handle it. All of that along with my relationships and people and things that didn't make sense to me, things that hurt me. And so as those things were occurring, it's almost like I was playing catch up, but I was in my mind. I was in my mind trying to understand everything, trying to understand all of it. And that is so much, right? Envision constantly thinking deeply, constantly analyzing, constantly making connections. It's beautiful and it's great in ways. It has served me in so many ways. And I know it will continue to serve me. Now I see it so clearly. But at times, it absolutely was so difficult and such a struggle. But I realized it was an itch. There was an itch underneath the surface the whole time. And this life wasn't satisfying it, right? Not even that I went off onto benders or off the deep end and stuff like that. I've never been that type of person. I never went hard into drugs. I never went and did crazy sex shit. I never went and did anything wild, just let myself go or whatever, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just an experience. That's all it is. But I was never pulled to that. I've had some experiences. I've done some things. I've had fun, indulged in pleasures in different ways, whatever. And then I came back to myself. And nothing was satisfying, right? These pleasures were not doing it. These relationships are not doing it. These things that I'm doing are not doing it. There's something inside of me that is burning, that is itching. I can't get rid of it. And it's unsettling me. I need to figure out what it is. And so for years, I've just been, what is it? What is it? I've been so internally focused. And I realized as well, unfortunately, that not in a nasty or hateful way. And I think my family or friends or people around me would say, if I spoke to them, and I will, and, explain it to them, they will understand. But it's almost this neglect of my relationships to a degree, not in a nasty, hateful way. I've never been a nasty, hateful person. But just like I needed to go off, right? It's like that kind of neglect, Like you love someone and they're like, I'm going to go off into the woods for a while. And you're like, oh, like for a day or two, I'll see you soon. And you're like, I love you. I love you, but I'm going to be gone for a while. And they go off into the woods and you don't see them or hear from them for years. I'm not saying that's what actually has happened. I talk to my family, guys. I talk to my friends. I connect with them. I'm saying to me, that's what it's felt like. Because I had to go on this journey inward. I had to go seek answers. I had to sit with myself. I had to isolate heavily at times. I had to go through what many would call depressive episodes, anxiety. And I realize now that all these labels and stuff, I was just feeling low, right? I was just feeling low, or I was just feeling confused, or I was just wanting answers. That's all it is. You don't got to make it this big thing. You don't got to label yourself into, I have depression. Now you're owning it. Now you're making it you, right? It's just, we have periods, guys. It's life. Life is just hard sometimes. Sometimes we're in our own heads. Sometimes we need help. Sometimes we're just in a low mood. It's okay. Right? We're emotional creatures. So basically, though, I'm realizing that I'm making all these connections. I'm going to reconnect with them. And this video is about to end. I only have about 30 seconds. But ultimately, where this story ends, which is what I've realized just recently with all this isolation, meditation, spiritual practice, going off into the woods for so long and coming back, I've realized and understood death. I've realized and understood how I've been here before, how I've died many times, how I've lived many times in different forms, different physical forms, and that there's nothing to fear in death, and to talk and spread that with people.